Hi beauty fam, I am away this weekend, so I have a little bit of a different setup, but I am facing natural lighting and the sun came out, so I wanted to do a little bit of a get ready with me. And so I'm on a way on a 3-day weekend, and I ended up using my Kusshi bag to bring all of my weekend cosmetics and brushes, but this does not include the skincare. And I have the medium size. This actually comes in a larger size. I think for a week a large would be better, but this is the medium and it's beautiful. It has this hot pink fuchsia, ignore my dog in the background, and it's this beautiful blue, and this is washable. If you pay extra, I think this is not included, you can get a brush insert, and it clips inside the bag, and then you can put your brushes in here. So pre-pandemic, I had bought this because I've been traveling. This is probably one of the few times I'm actually using it now, now that things are hopefully getting a little bit safer. So we'll do a little get ready with me. I did bring some things that could only fit in this bag. And so I ended up grabbing 2 foundations that were in tubes. And if you've seen my channel before, I really love foundation that comes in tubes just because it's so much easier when you're in a rush, but also with traveling. So I grabbed this new Peau Radiant Cream Foundation because I wasn't sure if there's going to be sun this weekend, and this one because it's the Kogendo Moisture Foundation because it's in my project pan. And the sun came out a little bit, so I'm going to probably end up using this one today and then probably this one tomorrow because it's supposed to be rainy tomorrow. But why don't I start with my Milk Hydro Grip Primer. So I usually just do 1 squeeze of that. And I had skincare down already, but this is the primer and I love it. 1 pump is for my whole face and I just let it sit for a little bit. I got the small size, but I'm enjoying this, so I think pretty sure once this is done, I'm going to purchase this again. I also do prep my under eyes, and I use the HYDRA Beauty Micro Gel U from Chanel. And it's kind of the same concept of I really like gel primers and gel moisturizers right before makeup application, just because a lot of gel is really light and a lot of water based, so it's just really light on the skin. So I just put that underneath and I'll let that sit for a little bit. And I forgot to bring a foundation brush. I'm taking that Radiant Cream foundation from Peau in 040 and just spread it along and use it like skincare. And I'm pretty sure this is the kind of foundation that you can. The Kogendo is like that as well. This is a light medium coverage. I do want to see if I can build it up a little bit because I'm curious, because I'm using my hands of my areas of challenge are my cheeks usually, whereas a lot of red and texture. Not bad for using one's fingers. I brought the Sisley Concealer in 04. What's really nice about this is that it has almost like a peach undertone, so it kind of helps cancel out some of the dark circles. And it has this tip right here that's pretty cooling. Let that sit for a minute because I want that to sink in. Oh, I brought always my trusty liquid eyeliner by Tom Ford, and then 2 regular eyeliners. This is both the Chantecaille Lustre Glide eyeliner in Slate, and then Jasper. Jasper has been my go-to. It's a great brown. You see that? And then here's Jasper. It's kind of like a gray blue. And they're great for smudging. They're so easy to put on. Out of the ease of my favorite eyeliners, out of ease of use, is the Chantecaille liquid. Those Chantecaille eyeliners, and then probably the Victoria Beckham. They're not as emollient as the Victoria Beckham, but that's okay because sometimes that Victoria Beckham is a little bit too oily for me. So I'm just patting in this concealer. So super light on the concealer. It's not really heavy duty, but that's okay because I'm on a vacation and I want a really light application of that. Okay, so since I just did my under eye, I do want to set that. I did bring my trusty Sisley powder. It is my favorite loose powder. And I ended up bringing 2 eye palettes and then some cream pots. And I'll show you what I ended up packing. And then taking an Inochige face brush by Sonia G and just taking some, the mechanism on this is terrible, but just taking that for under the eye. It's not the softest brush, you know, for under eye, that's why I like to use the Wayne Goss. But what's so nice about this brush is that it's versatile. And I did remember to bring this on my trip because I was thinking this is such a versatile brush. That candle wick, it's pointed. You see I can get in that crevice really, really easily. I'm going to prep my eyelid with Hourglass. I am trying to pan this. It's been almost a year and I'm worried about it going bad, but it's in a tube. So maybe it'll be okay. It doesn't smell bad. It's just been going on and on, this product. I'm just amazed how long this product is lasting. I probably wear makeup and eye makeup close to almost every day. There might be 2 days of the week I don't wear eye makeup on the weekends, or I just am busy during the week. I've been using that almost every day and it's still going. Since I just prepped my eyelids with that, I don't want it to further crease. So what I end up doing is then taking powder and setting it. So going into that same Sisley powder and that same Inochige brush, just making sure there's no settling in the lines. Okay, so that's just kind of doing the T-zone here. What I like to do is actually curl my eyelashes at this point because it helps me when I'm starting to do my eye makeup. It just opens up my eyes. And then I can start to imagine what kind of look I'm gonna go for. The eyelash curler that I like the most is the Uemura, a Japanese line of eyelash curlers. I like it because it's an Asian company, and I found when I used non-Asian eyelash curlers, it didn't really match to the curvature of my face structure. And that just has to do with because they're an Asian company. So that suits my eye shape and structure, face structure better. Okay, so my eyelashes are curled and it just helps me, like it opens up my eye. So it helps me figure out if I'm gonna go for a simple look or a more heavy look. I actually brought the Westman Atelier Truffle contour stick. I am so surprised by this. I was really skeptical, but it's becoming, I can see why people like this. I was not happy with their foundation stick. It actually broke me out because I had coconut oil in it. And then I tried their blushers and they were okay. I just think they're expensive. I just, compared to Kier Weiss cream blushes, I think those are better cream blushes than Westman Atelier, which is so expensive, and it was almost too creamy that my face gets oily. I don't have any face brushes for emollient products. Okay, and it's really, you know, really easy just to do that. Okay. And what I'm gonna do is just take my fingers and then pat. I'm actually gonna take a mirror so I can see better. Sorry, I was covering up there for a moment. And then just doing this as well. It's like the perfect product to bring on a weekend. And I can see why people really love Westman Atelier. It's easy. It's for almost like no makeup looks. And of course, because I'm extra, I don't want a no makeup look generally. I brought my Victoria Beckham bronzer, so we'll use that in a moment. But you can see how easy that contour stick is. And I have medium skin, so that Truffle ended up being a pretty good match. I kind of wish they had more. I think they only have 3 colors. So far that's okay. I mean, it could be a little bit more oomph, but you know, I think it's a good start. And I did use the Danessa Myricks one for a while, the contour balm. It's just too warm. And so I was always looking for something a little bit more muted. I got 1 blush and then 2 contour, my Kevyn Aucoin other contour, the powder contour, and then 1, basically contour bronzer products, and then 1 blush product. It shows you where my priorities are. I'm going to go ahead and just take the Sisley powder, again taking the Inochige brush, and then just tapping down most of the product I have on my face. And that Radiant Cream foundation is looking really pretty so far. Because I only have 1 blush color, I can't really be picky on matching the blush with my eyeshadow. So I brought the Chantecaille Joy Wild Horse blush because I'm trying to project pan this. And I have other blushes that are just better neutrals and everydays, but this is such a great size for travel. It's tiny. It's about, I want to say it's about 2.5 inches diameter. So it's pretty small. It fits into the palm of your hand. And you know how some blushes, you might travel with them and then they get banged up, they might break. I've traveled with this quite a bit and has not fallen apart. I'm still trying out this Inochige brush. I just got this in the mail, so I want to see what it looks like if I do powder for the contour. So I'm just taking a little bit of this. A little goes a long way. Nice. And that's what I was looking for. I wanted to see if this brush could do more targeted application, and it does. Curious to see if this Victoria Beckham 03 bronzer, how that's gonna look. Okay, so I'm back. I just ended up doing a little bit of filling in my eyebrows and just letting the foundation settle a little bit. So I wanted to say that there's oxidation, but I think the foundation does settle a little bit and it ends up being a really nice true color. I was last just kind of blending in some of the bronzer with this Inochige brush. Beautiful. I'm so happy I ended up getting this. What I like to do after bronzer and cheek products, I like to go in again with loose powder or a finishing powder just one more time just to set the product. And I'm using my Love Shikahodo squirrel hair brush. It's really a cheek brush. I would love the face brush one day, but it's really an expensive brush because it's so soft and it's squirrel hair, but it's one of the most beautiful brushes I own. It's so soft. Just using this to buff any of the products in really nicely. Just kind of blending it all together. It's buffed in all the products on the face. I'm just getting in close so you can see. Really a beautiful foundation. I think it's really kind of radiant, lit from within, and it doesn't look overly makeup-y. What I do like about it and I'm loving, starting to love, is that it does have SPF and some skincare properties as well. So that's the Clé de Peau. Eyeshadow products I ended up bringing with me. I ended up bringing Surratt, which is my all-time favorite just neutral palette. And I just love it. I've actually traveled with this before. It is a very expensive palette. I ended up getting this on sale. I think it was like 30% all in all, maybe a little bit more. Let me swatch it for you, and I'll start with the deepest and then to the lightest. And this formula is very soft and slurry, and it's very similar to Suku. If you've tried Suku before, very soft. It almost feels like just almost silky. It's not a creamy feeling, but the product goes on super light and just, I don't know, I want to keep saying buttery because that's how other people describe it, but it truly does. You know, I'm not a huge fan of Natasha Denona cream or creme de matte formula. I think they skip over the eyelids, at least for me, and are not easy to work with. These are super easy to work with. So I just love this palette, and especially this is my favorite color. I think I would probably hit pan on this at some point. So why don't I do some swatches for you here. And this is more of it could be an inner corner highlight, but sometimes I tap this over this to just kick this up. And sorry, they're not the best swatches because it's going over my veins, but I'm saving room for the Fenty lipstick swatches. So the other eyeshadow product I brought is the Cashmere by Viseart. It's this one. So I brought way too much. I should have just brought one. But for me, eyeshadow is like the hardest one to pick. And then I ended up bringing up 4 eyeshadow pots. So I brought the Chantecaille Seashell and Copper, the Victoria Beckham Tea Rose, and then the Amber Aura. And let me swatch these for you. Let me swatch Amber Aura Phytosurgence. They just came out with their Weathered Woods collection, and most of it sold out. And I was able to pick up 2, and I'm waiting for the other 2 to come back in stock. But I am loving these. They remind me a lot of the Chantecaille product without the luxury price. Which one is better? You know, Chantecaille is probably better because it's luxury, but for the price point of these, you can't beat it. I think these Chantecaille ones are like, I'm going to say like, I don't know, they'll do a price check later. But look how emollient that is. This is the Phytosurgence Amber Aura. Look how beautiful that is. Whereas Chantecaille, I think it's made for their demographic, which is people who have maturing eyelids, aging eyelids. So this is Copper. There's much more emollient see in these, Copper and then Seashell. So here is Copper of Chantecaille. It's more shimmery, and Seashell. Really pretty. And then here is Victoria Beckham's Tea Rose. And hands down, Victoria Beckham was the prettiest for packaging, but it's also really much the most expensive one, I think, out of this whole bunch. So that's Tea Rose. You can tell I definitely have a type. So here is the Phytosurgence. So we're going to do this one. And again, my eyelids are primed and prepped. And I have used brushes as well as my fingers with these. I've had these about 3 months. I don't know what their longevity is, so I'm kind of curious how long they're gonna last before they start to dry out. So we'll see. So far, I have not experienced any creasing, which is nice. I think you will experience creasing if you don't prep your eyelids and if you pack on too much product. so that it gets cakey. I think it's the key is just to put on light layers. So that's one light layer, and I'm gonna stop. I'm actually gonna use my finger so you can see on the other one, which is actually not as easy. I find that it is a little bit drier. So, and again, I'm still testing out, sorry for the noise, how long these are gonna actually stay, like shelf life wise. These remind me a little bit also of not only the Chantecaille lid lusters, but they remind me a little bit of the Lisa Eldridge liquid lyrics. And this is a different product. Those are liquid, but the colors are and the vibes are very similar. Those ones from Lisa Eldridge are a lot wetter. Whereas I think, you know, for these, because they're not wet, they're cream pots, they have more forgiveness and dry down time. Like you can, it's a little bit more forgiving. The Sonia G Worker 2. And then I'm gonna grab that Victoria Beckham and just use my finger and put that, layer that on top and see how that looks. I'm not sure if I like these Victoria Beckhams as standalones yet. I think they're, given the market of all these different cream pots and qualities, you know, I like that it's clean beauty. I love the packaging. You're paying for a lot. And then I think you can get kind of the same look from other products, but I do enjoy it. So I'm just layering that on top. That's the fun thing about cream products, is that you can just have fun and layer. Okay. So I just used the Victoria Beckham Tea Rose on top of Amber Aura for Phytosurgence. Amber Aura Tea Rose. Really beautiful. Okay, so these two. I do my eyelids off camera. Okay, so I put the Jasper eyeliner on top, and then I ran some of that Amber Aura underneath to open up my eyes for a smoky look. But then I realized I have this copper shade right here, which I think would be great as a dimension here. Just like in the inner corner. Yep, it's like a slight pop. Okay, I added that copper on the inner corner highlight, and then I'm adding some here just for some extra dimension. Do you see that? Pretty. Okay, so I went back in and then put some of that copper on the inner corner, and then up here the highlight. And then I also went back in with Slate on the top, because the thing with this Jasper is a great light brown, but because of my wrinkles up there, my skin tone, it's super light. It's not like a deep brown. So what it is kind of layered this Slate, which is like this gray blue, and it's actually really pretty. Can you see that? So I end up combining those a lot, and it has like a nice mix there. So I put those together. And this is the MAC Giga Black tubing mascara, and because my eyelashes are so short, this has been great for me. And this used to be my favorite volumizing mascara for quite a while, and then it just got dethroned by the Pat McGrath Dark Star mascara, but it's not bad. I ended up bringing these 3 new Fenty lipsticks that I'm trying out. So This is what it looks like. It comes in, so these are $12. You have to buy the actual case separately. And what I have found so far in my 24 hours of using it is that the case is fun. It's not exactly like a mirror, but in a pinch, what you do is so you twist it clockwise and then it pops up. And that's the actual lipstick. So let me show you again. So you twist it clockwise the bottom and that top pops up, and that's where the lipstick is. And this is the holding case, but here's the actual tube of lipstick. Okay, so this is the refillable part. I ended up getting 3 lipsticks and I'm getting used to them. I love the colors. I don't like the smell. So I'm glad I only got 3. The first color is Ballin Babe, this one. I'll see if I can hold all these up at the same time. Ballin Babe, Scala Sista, and Grill Master. 2 neutrals, 1 red. So this first one is Scala Sista. And I'll do this on my lighter side too. This is Ballin Babe. More brown or rose. Ballin Babe. And this is Grill Master. A reddy orange, like a red brick. Okay, so those are swatches of the new Fenty Icon Semi Matte Lipsticks. Scala Sista, Ballin Babe, Grill Master. Scala Sista, Ballin Babe, Grill Master. So there is a slight smell. It smells like vanilla. That's what I think it smells like. So I would say my least favorite is the Grill Master, just because I'm not really into super bright reds right now. I think if we were going out and doing things at night, I would like that color more, but I just, you know, right now where I'm at, I'm not hanging out very many places at night. And the cool thing is that that tip is supposed to be shaped like Rihanna's cute bow. It's a Cupid's bow, her lips. And a pinch is that I've actually used the reflective part of this as a mirror, which is cool. So I'm gonna see if I can do it now. It's not completely reflective and pretty but in a pinch, it works. Again, that's Scala Sista. So if you have my skin tone a little bit lighter or deeper, this is kind of like a nice pinky nude. So that top one is Scala Sista. It's pretty accurate. You can see that although it swatches deeper, it's a little bit lighter on my lips. Okay, so I took off Scala Sista. I'm gonna put on Ballin Babe. And again, I'm gonna try to use this reflective part of the lipstick case to put on the lipstick. Ballin Babe. I love this color. I think this is kind of like my everyday color. Okay, I'm gonna do the last one, which is the Grill Master. As you can see, this is very bright orangey red. So it doesn't really go with what I'm wearing today, but I think I would like this more as an evening color, or if I was going to do something where I required a red lipstick. So what I can say about these lipsticks so far, I think the colors are gorgeous. I think Fenty and Rihanna, her team, they just know what they're doing when it comes to color curation. there is a smell that I don't care for. So I'm glad I only got 3 of them, because after a while, I was hoping the smell would dissipate, but it doesn't. So it is distracting for me. And if you know me and what my preference is, I don't like smell in any of or perfume in my products. And what can make it tolerable is if it dissipates or the smell is okay for me, but for me, it's a pretty strong smell. So that's the kind of like one of the minus things about this lipstick. If fragrances don't bother you, then it's not going to be a big deal. I think they're beautiful lipsticks. They're $20 each for the replacement, and then $12 for this mechanism. So you could buy an entire kit if you wanted. If you didn't want to keep replacing these, you could just go online or just keep buying additional $12 for each color. You know, it's hard for me to say I really love them when it's having a smell and it distracts me. The closest I can say that it smells like a low-key, perfumey vanilla inspired scent plus a lipstick scent. That's what it reminds me of. So I'm back with Scholar Sister. It's daytime, so I think this is probably like color is probably the best pinky everyday nude daytime wear. I think I probably have this color already in my collection, so I'm just gonna swatch that for you. It's like a pinky mauve color. Last thing I'm gonna do is mix. I got this, and I'm gonna use this Milk Makeup Hydro Grip Set and Refresh Spray. So this has been setting my makeup. I actually used this and then put on a mask, and it actually did not budge my makeup, and there was no transfer other than my lipstick. So okay, well, thanks for getting ready with me. I hope you're all having a great day. Take care. Bye.